I'm Amy and I'm a volunteer for the Rondebosch Community Action Network.
And the Rondebosch CAN is under the umbrella of Cape Town Together, which is a community response that was built up to respond to the COVID pandemic.
And through that organization, we were partnered with our partner CAN, which is Bonteheuwel CAN.
Which is an amazing CAN. They're doing a lot of great work over there. And we kind of have a little system that helps us help each other. So the Rondebosch CAN supports Rondebosch, the Bonteheuwel CAN supports Bonteheuwel, but we also kind of collaborate to find ways that we can help each other.
So this video is just going to take you through the journey that we've been on in the last couple of weeks, starting 16 June and ending up roundabout now, where we have we've been involved in seeing a community garden start to take shape. We've seen the passion that Bonteheuwel CAN brings to every project they're involved in. And
so the Bonteheuwel CAN has been involved in a lot of great things. They're currently working on completing a CCC, a community care center for COVID positive people to go and self-isolate, considering the fact that a lot of houses in Bonteheuwel tend to be very overcrowded, so they want people to be able to self-isolate and not infect as many people within the community. So yes, we've been involved in gardening as well as part of food sustainability, and there's a lot of great things happening within the CAN, and it's very people-based, so it's about what you can do when you can do it. So yes.
It's been a really great time, and I want you to be a part of that journey, so please don't stop watching yet.
So Bonteheuwel decided that as a response to COVID, we want to start our community care center where people in our community who live in overcrowded houses and properties can come and self-isolate safely. We have secured a venue. What we need though is to repair and maintenance work and infrastructural repairs before we can take occupancy of the building. So right now we are desperately in need of the plumbing to be sorted. We need the electricity to be sorted. The place has been badly vandalized during the lockdown period. So we've got the person power to do it. We've got artisans in the area that is willing to volunteer their time. However, we don't have the necessary supplies for them to do the actual work. We were fortunate enough today to get a sponsor for glass, so some of the glass will be replaced. Somebody also offered to do the water to our community garden that will be started at the CCC. But there's so much needed to be done. We invite anybody to come and have a look at the facility. But it's a much needed resource that we're going to need very, very soon when this pandemic rises to its peak in the Western.
But I guess the idea with the community care center is that rather than people being taken out of their neighborhoods and sent far away to go and isolate in a hotel room at great expense, there's a lot we can actually do in our own neighborhoods. And so there are 5 different CANs who are getting going on setting up community care centers in their neighborhoods. Obviously we're here today with the Bonteheuwel CAN, and Nadia is leading on this project, and she's brought together this whole amazing team to start thinking about how to repurpose this community center so that it can, in the short term, be a place where neighbors can care for each other while they recover from COVID, but in the long term be an amazing place in the neighborhood. So it's almost like it's about making sure that we also use crises as opportunity to support long-term change. Community Action Network Cape Town Together was kick-started about 10 days before lockdown by a group of community organizers, social activists and public health folk. And the reason was that it was clear that although COVID is a health crisis, a health response on its own would never be enough. the goal was to kickstart a rapid community-led response to COVID-19 that was sort of very hyper-local, that recognized that each neighborhood is different. There are no copy-paste models. So I guess some of the things we knew right in the beginning was that organizing across race and class lines in a city as divided as Cape Town was going to be extremely difficult. We also knew that copy-paste solutions would never work, that each neighborhood is different and that people living in those neighborhoods are best placed to be creatively kind of problem-solving ways to respond to COVID. And so the Community Action Network was kind of had all of that in mind. Cape Town Together connects CANs from different parts of the city to share ideas, share resources, and start thinking about how, as a city, we respond to COVID, given that our society is so divided and given that the kind of historical ways in which our city is segregated this was never going to be easy. The Ocean View CCC is being led by Ricochet, and I mean, if you guys wanted to go meet with him, he would be super excited about that. They have found a space in Ocean View, and there's actually a family moving out of their home into the backyard so that a couple of people can be accommodated, because there is a multi-purpose center in Ocean View, but it's been impossible to get access to it. Then the Langa CAN has also been working on this for the last month or so, and they have found a community hall in Ward 93 and are pulling together a team of volunteers. Again, if you want to talk to them, they'd be very excited to be part of this as well. Southern Hills CAN is led by Frankie, and he's also been similarly scouting for venues across the neighborhood. Southern Hills is part of Lavender Hill, for those of you who don't know, so he's kind of been looking in that area. So there's lots and lots of things happening. We've also been presenting these ideas to the Department of Health, not so that they can run the centers, we would never want that, but we do want, we want to be able to be part of a network of COVID care, and we have been talking to many other sort of physicians and sort of colleagues in the Department of Health about how best to care for people at the neighborhood level, and especially when we have no beds. So
the same way. And we came together and we kind of put our heads together in this hall here, this small hall here, and we had meetings here, and then we organized a march in March of 2014, and the whole of Bonteheuwel, probably about 30,000 people walked around Bonteheuwel to create awareness around Bonteheuwel, and so the Joint Peace Forum started, kind of bringing relief, developmental elements. And so now, coming back to the now with COVID as well, the whole issue of people not able to earn money, people not able to work, so we started with food relief. And so we moved from about 100 loaves of bread a day to 400, and then our main task was not for us to do the work, but to activate community champions. So across Bonteheuwel, we activated about 100 people distributing the bread to needy and those and sharing within their area. And then post that, we activated community cooks, families who felt they wanted to do something. So they supplied their own stuff, and we assisted them also with supplies, and through the Rondebosch CAN and the Bonteheuwel CAN partnership, we were able to supply that. Okay. And as you can see here, and you've probably taken some footage, and we've moved to the next step in this in terms of the community care center, where people who are infected and can't self-quarantine at home have a space to come to. And you can see this place is in a mess, so we're working on getting it all fixed up and then housing people here within their community. So that's how I got involved, in terms of just a sense of duty and a sense of, if we don't do it, who else will do it? You know? And a key part of this is partnership, and we've partnered with people from Bonteheuwel who've moved out, and they're across the world. Local people contributing money, time, expertise, as you can see here. People have just contributed their expertise and their time, and we're all doing it together. Yeah.
My name is Shvika van der Schuyf, and I'm currently working as part of the team with Beitul Maal within the Bonteheuwel area. We currently focus on feeding, social welfare projects and so on. We have been established since 2010, so we've got a long run within the community. We have 16 soup kitchens within the community where we're feeding daily. When people come, we feed about 300 people per kitchen per day. So that's a huge amount of people that we serve across Bonteheuwel. We also have a social welfare department which deals with drug rehabilitation. We deal with all sorts of things from domestic violence to education and empowerment programs which we bring on board for people to actually self-sustain themselves within the community as well.
I'm a member of the JPF and also a member of the La Bonne Foundation. Okay.
And your name
the La
is?
Bonne Foundation has got I've got an agreement with a multi-purpose center that we utilize this piece of land, and this piece of land was actually our pride for some time until we made use of EPWP workers, okay, and that project stopped. So first of all, there wasn't stipends for people to work. Secondly, we were also, one of the things that hampered progress here was vandalism. The youngsters or the guys just came here, took out the stuff, or when it's still green and that and small, they just took it out and they vandalized all the stuff. And we had, and can I just show you? We had a borehole. We had a borehole. They stole out the pumps of the borehole, and inside we had pumps in the container. We changed the ball to a well point, and even that container was broken into, and they took out all the pumps there. So at the moment, we don't have any finance, but very soon the La Bonne Foundation is coming back because we secured some funding for gardening again. So we will be coming back now within a month or so.
There's something that's very unique with this community, right? I've worked day in, day out with communities that are recipients of projects that we work with. But I just find that the people involved in this community are very resilient. They live in a gang-infested area where there's no resources that comes to this community because there's a stigma attached to it. But yet, the individuals on the various structures and so on, they are so resilient, you know. There's so much happening in terms of youth development, but there is more that we can do. It is up and running, but they do need resources, and I think it will be a major indictment.
I've joined Scouts now for 4 years. We've been doing this kitchen now for about a year now, the kitchen. And this is just to help the community out with food and things that they need, and just something to fill their tummies with so that they don't starve in hunger. So, yeah.
Are you from this community?
Yes, I am from Bonteheuwel.
How do you think this engages your community and people together?
Because everybody isn't financially stable, so everybody needs food. So we know who needs food and things like that, and people always come to get and socialize, and this is the time people socialize, like, especially this time in lockdown now.
It helps the community a lot. The young people, especially myself, I told you I'm 18, and a lot of girls get involved into gangsterism or rooms or anything involving the community. Our community is local, so they get involved in the things that everyone do. as we influence the young people and so. And that's how I got involved into this cause, because I wanted to become a better person.
How has it helped you?
It helped me a lot. It improved my schoolwork as well. I matriculated last year and I got myself motivated. I found the courage to do things, learn more about the outdoors and learn more about other people and their culture, and so.
So Langa CAN together with Bonteheuwel CAN during this pandemic have been working together. So we used to attend on like emergency crisis whereby some of the families were flooded in Langa. Bonteheuwel was there for us, donating stuff to take to the families. So we do have our local kitchens in Langa. We do our project under Langa CAN. Community kitchens, mass making for all, age you can, a lot. We have been working close and also trying to develop more relationships with Bonteheuwel CAN. Nadia, thank you.
Can I do it? So if you want to get involved in the Community Action Network in your neighborhood, the best way to do that is either to go to the Cape Town Together Facebook page and click on the link there, and the link should be here as well, or you can email capetowntogethercan@gmail.com and you'll be linked up to people in your neighborhood who are already doing some of the work, if a CAN already exists, and if not, start your own.